Hi, Christine. This call is now being recorded. I had to say something. Missed you.
All right, let's see here. So welcome to the second informational meeting. Let me share my screen here, if I can. Maybe. We're trying to make it work. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. Full screen. All right. How's that look for you guys? Can you see it okay?
Yes.
Okay. So, welcome. This is our second informational meeting. The first two that we do are just kind of a down and dirty, what to expect, how to, and to get ready. So what we're going to go over tonight is your application packet, kind of what to wear, and then answer any questions on ad sales, because I know we had a couple that came up after we talked about it last time. I record sessions, so if you guys are not talking, if you can mute your microphone so that there's no background noise that's getting picked up. And I think that is it for like housekeeping stuff. So who am I? I am Megan. I am in charge of the Rondi Royalty Media, and I also do all of the social media for Rondi. I am also a nurse. I've worked for 15 years in critical care and trauma, and I work over at Native. We have a really great group of people that were on our court this year, and a couple of them are on the call right now. So we'll start with Colleen. Do you want to introduce yourself real quick?
Is that me? Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hi, I'm Christine. I'm the current queen for Rondi, and I am 30 years old. And I just became a mom this year, and I teach Pacific Island dancing. Currently, I'm not working since I adopted my newborn, and he is 3 months old now. So mom life has been great. But yes, I just teach dancing throughout the week for my ladies of the Pacific Dance Academy. But being on the Royal Court this year was such a unique experience, and it's something that I would recommend to anyone any day to join the Ferrandi team.
Thank you. Josie, you want to pop on and say hello?
Yes. All right. My name is Josephine Herbert. I'm your Ferrande sweetheart, and I am 18 years old, and I'm currently going to Idaho State University, and I'm working towards my bachelor's degree in American Sign Language Interpreting. And I miss all the teams since I'm in Idaho. And it's great to see some familiar faces on here. So, yeah.
Awesome. To make up the rest of the royal court, we have Shalite, who is Josie's sister, and she's our princess. We had Apalilo, who is our sweetheart princess. Heidi, who is our heritage ambassador. Julie Soppy and Bill Pugh are our Lord Trapper and Lady Trapper, and they are selected from a lot of nominations by a different set of judges. And then our King and Queen Regent, who are selected by the Pioneers of Alaska, were Doreen Tuttle and Jerry Wolf. And unfortunately, we just lost Jerry about a month ago. So some of the things you guys may not know is that the first Ferrandi Queen was selected in 1936, and it was based on how many raffle tickets they could sell. So things have kind of changed, and they've come along over the time. So this year is our 90th year of Rondi Royalty, which is kind of fun and exciting. Let's see here. So our leadership team. So we're all volunteers. None of us are paid to be here. So be nice to us. We all have other jobs and we do lots of other things. But Kristen could not be here tonight. She is your program director. Me, I'm Megan. Jolene is over our leg group. Cassie is our chaperone coordinator, and Cheyenne is our hospitality team lead. And then I'll let Crystal and Tacoma hop on and introduce themselves.
So I'm Crystal. I do the crowns, sashes, and all that fun stuff. I'm also Cheyenne and Tacoma's mother. I also help with the hospitality, and I now work in the Rondi office selling the Rondi pins.
She also forgot to mention that she's also a Rondi pin designer for 2 years.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Hi, I'm Tacoma. I am the Rondi Bear manager and former Rondi Sweetheart Princess 2023. My job is to make sure that we have a Rondi Bear to join the Rondi royalty at all of our fun events, as well as help out with the chaperoning if needed.
Awesome. So you guys are going to see a lot of people walking around that are in charge of a lot of different things. It seems silly this many people in the leadership team, but it helps everyone else a ton when we can split up all the work. So key dates. Most of you guys have signed up online or you've talked to us somewhere online, and we were able to send you a welcome email with the candidate handbook. So these are all the same dates that are in the candidate handbook. I know that everyone has a really busy schedule, which is why we put them out there as early as we can. The big thing is that we don't want anyone losing a job or failing out of school or ending a relationship because you were busy with Rondi royalty. Like, those things take a precedent, right? So that being said, we do want to make sure that you are aware of the dates ahead of time, that you can try to shift your schedule around. If for some reason there's something that you cannot do, you've got to communicate it with us as soon as you can. This is one of those things I tell my husband. I know it looks like I can read your mind, but I can't. So if you guys don't let us know what's going on in your lives, we won't have any idea. And I did put a link in the chat to the application, the candidate handbook, and then the ad tips and tricks if anyone needs those later. Let me switch screens here. Okay. So your key dates, we did that. Let's do the application packet. So when you guys are coming to do this pageant, there's a few different parts. There's obviously the stuff that you do on stage, which is your introduction, your costume, let's see, the onstage question, things like that. But the rest of it is going to come from an application packet. And that's going to consist of your cover letter, your resume, your community letter, the Spirit of Rondi essay, and then your ad sales. And it seems like a lot of stuff, but I promise we're going to get through it. One of the other things is that it's a lot of paperwork. And I know that not everyone is the strongest writer, or they want someone to look it over, and we are all happy to proof things for you. So we are not judges. So we're going to look at your paperwork ahead of time. If you want to send us an email and just say, hey, I'm working on my resume, can someone look at this and just make sure I'm not missing something? Awesome. We are happy to do that for you. So when it is time to turn in your paperwork, or you're feeling like you're ready to turn in your paperwork, you're going to use the link on the screen. It's a QR code, it's a link, it's also in the candidate handbook, and you guys can get on there as many times as you want. You can upload the same document 50 times if you want to. When it comes time for us to make the judges books, we are going to go and print off the newest bits and pieces that you've put in there. So if you only have time to work on like one piece of this at a time, that's totally fine. Upload one piece at a time. We're going to find all the pieces as we get there. Let's see. So we're going to get into some of these little details here. The cover letter is one of the first things the judges is going to see. It needs to be one page, spaced, and your job is to highlight the qualities you think are most important to being a title holder. So you're going to start this cover letter with a Dear Rondi Royalty Judging Panel, just like you would a normal letter. Part of the judging process is making sure that you can follow instructions. So please be aware of the formatting guidelines that are on the screen. Again, they're in the candidate handbook. There's also an example in there if you like to sit down, look through it, and go through it line by line. You're also going to upload this as a PDF document. Any questions there? Or Crystal or anybody, do you guys have anything you want to add to the cover letter? Okay. I can't see you guys, so it's weird. I have too many screens open. Next up is the resume. So your resume is different than what a resume you would turn in for when you're like applying for college. So the document's going to be turned in as a PDF and your specific headings. So your name, your educational goal or degrees, any honors or awards, occupational goals, leadership roles you've had, any accomplishments you'd like the judges to know about, interesting facts about yourself, community service you've performed, and why you should be the next Ferrandi royalty. The judges are going to prepare your interview questions based on what you put in the resume. So if you talk about one of your goals is becoming an elementary school teacher, you're going to ask questions about that. So just be prepared. And again, the judges are not just looking at content, but they're looking at your ability to follow formatting guidelines. So again, we have them on the screen. They are in the candidate handbook. We just want to make sure that if you guys have any questions, let us know. And we are happy to proofread things for you and make sure you've met all of those guidelines. Questions?
I would suggest that if you've only volunteered at, let's say, the American Heart Association for a 30-minute span, don't put in there that you've been there for months or years volunteering. Only put in the stuff that is true, because you do not know who our judges are. You do not know what they do. And you could possibly be setting yourself up for failure. So just be very mindful of what you put in your resume.
And in the same guideline as that, you want to be authentic and be truthful. Also, don't put anything in there that you don't want to talk about. I don't know what that would be. If that's, losing a pet or a family member, maybe don't put that in there. It's something that's going to set you off and you won't be able to get through the interview. Just be really mindful of what you're putting in there. And again, we're happy to proofread it for you, maybe point out some areas that might need some improvements or, things that might need to get taken out. So the community support letter is the next one. It's a great way for you to find someone in your community who thinks you are like the greatest person in the whole wide world and that you're going to be the best Rondi royalty. So you are required to submit one community support letter. You can upload up to 2. I would say if you can get 2, go ahead and get 2. It's not going to hurt you at all. The individuals you choose to write the letters are not judged on their formatting or their language, but just on the content that they're providing. That's going to help show your personality and work in the community. So they don't have to be the best writer. They don't have to, write this in MLA format or anything like that. They need to write the letter and then turn it in. Again, it's going to be a PDF. So each letter should be 1 page, and they need to include their contact information, their name, how they know you, and then their supporting statement. The other big thing, so people that you should ask. You cannot ask any of the Greater Anchorage Inc. Rondi board members or any of the Rondi Royalty leadership team. None of us can write letters for you. It would just be unfair. So some of the people we have suggested or that we've seen in the past are employers, clergy, community service groups, or leaders, any of your coaches at school, a favorite teacher, things like that. Any questions on that one? Okay. Here's the big one, the spirit of Rondi. So this is your 1-page essay. And we want you to tell us what the spirit of Rondi means to you personally, in your words, authentically. So we don't want like a bunch of trivia facts. We don't want you just putting in bullet points of something. We want you to tell us a story about what it means to you. So just basic writing tips. Your first paragraph is going to be an intro. Hi, my name is Megan. I'm running for Queen. Then your next 2 to 5 paragraphs are going to be based on your central theme, which is your story. And then your last paragraph is a conclusion. And you're going to tell the judges in that last paragraph why you are the next title holder and what they need to expect of you in that role. Crystal, you've helped with a lot of these in the past. And I think when the end, your conclusion should really include your why statement. And I would always phrase it in the terms, when I am your next queen, or when I am your next sweetheart. Act like you've already got the job under your belt and just go with it. Let them know that you're taking charge and that you're going to be doing this for real. Let's see here.
I can't talk. Anyways, a few points. Don't say ice sculptures. Don't say I did a rod. Don't say that you've never been to Rondi. If you've never been to Rondi, don't say it. Just say that you are looking forward to enjoying Rondi because The last thing you want to do is put yourself out there and say, oh, I've never been here, but I want to be your queen of Rondi. We don't do ice sculptures at Rondi. We do snow sculptures. The judges do look at that. We do share the avenue for Iditarod the second weekend. However, Iditarod and Rondi are two different festivals and events. So make sure you know what you are writing about or talking about, because that is going to be in your best interest of knowing, yes, I do understand that Iditarod and the sprint races for Rondi are different dog races. And trust me, that will help.
And you know, we've had girls that have run before that have never been to Rondi, but I think they were able to spin this whole essay in a way that was very positive. So I think they were saying things like, this year I'm really excited about, and then they would go into an event that they were really excited about. And they would talk about community and, you know, the Alaska spirit of Rondi, and they would work it that way. So that's just one of those things, like watch your verbiage and make sure you're giving out the vibe that you want to put out there. You know, it's not real negative. You want it to be positive. You want it to be uplifting, and you want it to be really Rondi focused.
Yes, I was gonna add on that too, because when I ran for Queen Ferrandi in January, the only thing that I've ever been to was the snow sculptures, and I love to go see the snow sculptures every year, but I never knew it was part of the Ferrandi festival. But and so when I did my Spirit of Rondi essay, I did do research on like everything Rondi and try to know about the festival, and then kind of listed out like things that I'm really looking forward to, especially if you have a platform as a contestant and you want to tie it into your Spirit of Rondi. My platform was to preserve culture and tradition, and I think that really helped because Rondi is part of history. And so I kind of tied in my Spirit of Rondi that way. But I'm one of those people that have never been to a Rondi carnival, nothing at all. But I ended up being Rondi Queen, which was a very proud moment because I really wanted to tap into preserving Alaskan culture and not just Pacific Island culture. And so that I was one of those people. But yes, talk about like what you're looking forward to, the food at the carnival, or there's so many different things, disco night, things like that. So I was one of those people, but I actually won Spirit of Rondi, so I was very proud of that. I didn't think I was gonna win the essay portion, but yes, it just because you haven't been to anything Rondi doesn't mean you cannot write about how important the Spirit of Rondi is to the community and to yourself, and how you are able to promote that, and how you can become the title holder that will help preserve all that Rondi has to offer the community. So yeah.
Thank you. So length. People always get worried about this. This is a minimum of 100 words and a maximum of 1 page. If you write me 3 pages that are typed double spaced like they're supposed to be, the judges are getting the first page. So make sure that what you want to say can be summed up in that 1 page. And again, it's going to be uploaded as a PDF. We've had people turn things in that are in some weird formats before, and when we switch it over, it will lose all your formatting, and so then you are going to miss points on that. As far as scoring goes on your application packet, we are redoing the score sheet right now. And I think we are almost there, but we will be sending out a copy of that to everybody who is signed up, so they have an idea of how they're being judged. Any questions on that one? And there are examples of all of these in the candidate handbook.
I'm gonna get off our call. I'm gonna teach my class, but it's so nice to meet you guys. Those of you that are interested, it's definitely, I recommend Ferrandi. It's a fun 2-weekend thing going on. We stayed at the Hilton Hotel, so I hope you guys are running, and I hope you really do a good job on all your paperwork and stuff.
Thanks, Christine.
Bye. Thank you, Megan. Thank you. Nice to see you guys.
All right, so now the fun stuff. One of the things that we get asked all the time is, what am I supposed to wear? What am I going to bring? What do I need to be buying now? Right? Because clothes are expensive and you can't always find what you want to ask us. You have to order it. So we're making sure that you have enough time to get that stuff together. So For those that have attended the royalty and coronation in the past, there's some changes in what we are doing for clothing. One of the goals this year was to make sure that our candidates have a cohesive and professional look, because we're a professional group and we want all of our followers to see us that way too. One of the first things you're going to do is candidate orientation. And that's where we're going to go over all the last minute information that you may need right before the pageant. We're going to meet all the candidates in person. Everyone can kind of chat and get to know each other. We're going to do headshots that night with one of our professional photographers. So we need you to come camera ready and in some fashion forward clothing. No hoodies, no messy buns. Don't walk in with your makeup case trying to put it on during the meeting. Come in ready to go. We have a time, but I think we're still working on a location for the candidate orientation. In the, hoodies and slacks, not hoodies, but a sweater and slacks was okay. A lot of girls did like a button up or, a nice top. For the most part, they're not going to see your legs in your headshot, so that's okay. But we just want to make sure that everyone is looking professional and they're ready to present themselves that way. During interviews. So you're treating your interviews just like you would be if you're going in for a job. Again, fashion forward, professional clothing. We've had girls show up in suits and very appropriate dresses. This is your first chance to make an impression on the judges. This is the first time they're going to see you in person, and a lot of them will remember you by what you're wearing. This is not the time to come in your favorite prom dress that you've been saving. This is not the time to come in the shortest skirt that you possibly own and high heels you've never walked in before. Make sure you can move and you can talk and you can do your interview in that comfortably. And then Tacoma, are they sitting down or standing up during interviews?
It all depends. I know the first year I competed, I was standing, and then the second time I competed, I was sitting. So I think it just all depends on what the core team decides.
And also, it depends on where we're at. So I know last year the room wasn't set up right for them to sit, or was it? It was vice versa one year versus the other.
So the first year we did it at BAC on 100th, and it wasn't set up for us to sit. We had to stand, and we were standing behind a podium, which I thought was a little uncomfortable, but that's just how we had it. And then the second year, as well as last year, I don't remember where we were located. We were able to sit though, because there is plenty of room for us to sit.
Okay. So once we have an answer, we'll get that out to everybody. Make it easier for everybody to prepare. All right, next section. This will be rehearsal. So that day before the pageant, when you were all day long at Hilton, you are going to be wearing the Rondi Royalty shirt that we are going to give you. We are asking you to pair it with black leggings or black pants, and I would wear some comfortable shoes. You are going to be up on your feet all day long. We want you to be as comfortable as you can. Please, please, please bring the shoes that you're going to wear during the pageant so you can practice walking. The stage, it is elevated, and it is, it's big pieces that are put together. So sometimes you've got to get used to walking on a surface that isn't the most sturdy, or it feels like it's moving underneath you. So this is a really good time to do that. And going from rehearsal into the opening number. So this is like the first time you guys are coming out during the pageant. And this is where we kind of made some changes this year, that we asked that everyone wear red. We'd like to see everybody in Rondi red, so that, again, it's a cohesive look and everyone is coming out and all eyes will be on you. That red's going to make you pop on stage. The other thing is that we want to make sure you can move in your outfit. This doesn't have to be the highest end dress or anything that you have ever bought in your life. As long as you can move in it, awesome. If it's a red top and black pants, totally fine. But again, we just want to make sure that this is something you can come out, help build some hype. There's a dance number, and you guys are comfortable in it. Questions on those? Okay. Next part of the pageant, when you're there, you'll be doing your introduction, where you come out and you say, "Hi, my name's Megan, and I'm going to be the next Ferrandi Queen because," and you're going to be in your costume for this. So these are the costumes that you guys are creating based on winter. For the costumes, we want to make sure that all of the pieces remain on you and are left on stage. That includes feather, glitters, fake snow, shawls, pieces you've taken off. Let's make sure it all goes with you off the stage. This is like a really great time to get creative. And we've had everything from like a mug of cocoa to fireworks to the aurora to snowflakes to a full coffee hut that has come out there. So make sure that you guys are working on those costumes. Don't wait till the last minute. We like to see some effort put into them. And then after your introduction, you guys will go change, and then you will be back on stage for the on-stage question. So this is where we want you to wear a black cocktail dress or a pantsuit. You look really professional. One of the things that we talked about is having some splashes of red in your outfit, so maybe red shoes or a red necklace or jewelry, something like that. So, and I have a feeling that a lot of the girls will wear the same outfit for the onstage question as they will the coronation. The heritage ambassadors are a little bit different though. They are able to wear something that represents their culture in lieu of a cocktail dress or pantsuit. If it happens to be black and red, that'd be great, but that's not something that we're gonna hold them to because I know a lot of their stuff is handmade. Questions on those?
So if you guys are wondering why we're choosing red, it's because Rondi colors are red, gold, black, and white. So that's why we have chose the color red. We also think that that will help everybody kind of be one and show your Rondi spirit. When you do your costumes, think outside the box. Think Rondi. Tacoma came out on stage one year as a Rondi schedule. If you guys have ever been to actual Rondi and gone through, you know how crazy the schedule is. Like you're going from one spot to another spot to another spot and back around. Just be creative. And if you need any help thinking of something, hit one of us up. We can help come up with something for sure.
Thank you. Okay, the big one is coronation. So again, it's going to be a black cocktail dress or pantsuit with some splashes of red if you can. And then the heritage ambassadors will wear whatever they want culturally that is appropriate and professional. And we ask that our heritage ambassadors also bring their traditional headdress from their culture. So if they are a crowned heritage ambassador, we can use their headdress for that. I know there's a lot that are really specific to the group that they're with. So we want to make sure that we're being sensitive to that, making sure we're using the right one. The outgoing royalty will be wearing gowns, and only they are wearing the floor-length gowns. So as long as your cocktail dress is not hitting the floor, you will get a thumbs up. That'd be great. The other thing is that, again, you are going to be on a stage, and there's people sitting at about knee level. So please, please, please make sure that your dresses are not so short that we can see what you are wearing underneath them. And again, please wear something under your dress just in case.
A good rule of thumb is if you're constantly tugging at that dress because you feel like it's walking, don't wear it because it probably is too short.
Exactly. We're also making a lot of photos in this outfit. So make sure it's something that you want, a lot of photos in. If you're getting crowned and you're wearing a dress that you absolutely hate, you're never going to want to use those photos again. But we are going to be using them in a lot of social media and marketing things. So be aware. You also have to squat down a little bit if you're crowned because the person behind you is probably going to be a little bit shorter than you. So to put the crown on your head, you'll have to crouch just a little bit. So again, make it and keep it appropriate and family friendly. Any questions there? Okay. All right, ad sales. So ad sales help fund our program. And as a candidate, you are required to sell $200 worth of ads, which is one full page of ads. You can't sell one big ad for $200 and you want to piece it together with a bunch of smaller ads to get that one ad or one page. That's totally fine. The deadline to have your ads sold is December 17th. All of the ads in the program book are in full color, and we do make the book available both in print and online. So that's one of those things that's really nice to remind the folks you're selling to is that people will see that even if they were not at the event. And all of the ads are going to be purchased at forrondi.net this year or at the Rondi store. If you go onto the forrondi.net page, there's a little button at the top that says store. Click on that, and then you can click on Rondi Royalty, and all of your options are there. Or you can scan the QR code. And then I also emailed out a tips and tricks document last week before that had a lot of information on how to sell, a printout that you can give people that you're trying to sell to, and just some helpful hints. One of the things that's different this year that we were able to add in is that you are now able to earn commission on all of your ad sales over that $200 requirement. You can now earn up to 10% commission on any additional ads up to $1,200. And if you love to sell and you sell over $1,200 in additional ads, you can then earn 20% commission. So, for example, let's say you sell $2,000 worth of ads, of additional ads. You earn $120 for the first $1,200 of ads that you sold, and then $160 for the $800 of additional ads. So you could be walking away with a good chunk of change, that you could use to buy your outfits or buy your snow pants for Ferrandi or new boots or whatever it is that you need. So this is just one of those to help encourage you guys and thank you for all the time and effort that it takes to sell these ads. It's a family-friendly pageant, and so we know that sometimes it's harder to get some businesses to sign up. What we are hoping to do is we keep it family-friendly. So we do not accept ads from alcohol, bars, bar and grills. If it's mostly a restaurant, that seems to be okay. Marijuana, any adult establishments, anything like that. So if you ever have a question on, hey, can I sell an ad to this group? Just let us know. We can give you a quick yes or no. Let's see. Crystal, anything to add on ads?
Remember that the coffee shop that you go to or the fast food family owned restaurant that you go to, or even a vendor that you might know, they want to advertise as well. So you don't have to go for the bigger companies. You can always go for the smaller companies. And every ad or small piece of business card you sell, it counts and it adds up. When Tacoma competed, she sold business card sizes, and that added up just as quick. And people were more apt to buy because it was only $50 versus the $200. So kind of keep that in mind as well.
And the other thing is, it doesn't have to just be businesses. If Mima wants to support you and say, hey, I'm going to buy a page of ads, and it's just, grandma loves you, good luck on your road to becoming queen, and there's really cute pictures of you as a kid, that's totally fine. That works out great. We've had people before too go into work and they say, hey, all of my coworkers, everybody put $20 down and we're going to make an ad for this person saying, hey, good luck. We really support you. Those are all options as well.
If you do end up having somebody go and buy an ad page online, make sure that they let you know, and they also put who this ad page is benefiting or going towards in an email when they send in the ad page. That way you do get the credit for it, and we don't have a free floating ad page we don't know who it belongs to.
Thank you. That's a good point. Okay, we'll keep trucking. So something that we do not want to skip over are the prizes, right? Because you guys are going to be working really, really hard, and we want to make sure you are rewarded. So this is just like a brief overview of what to expect, and it seems like we are adding things weekly, so hopefully we will keep adding things in here. But, if you are a winner, you're going to end up with cash prizes. You're going to get a lot of photos taken. Your lodging during Rondi will be covered. You'll be staying at the Hilton. You're going to get a fur-lined crown that Crystal makes for us every year. There are autograph cards that we hand out. You're going to get the custom sash. You're going to get a bunch of Rondi merch. You're going to get custom Rondi earrings from Crystal. Let's see, they personalize the crown case. You get royalty gear. You're going to get to go behind the scenes of some events that you will never ever get to go behind again. And this year they're adding in some new events and redoing some things that we can't announce yet, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So be prepared for that. It's going to be a very, very busy 2 weeks. So next steps. I want you to ask a question. You can ask them to us here. You can email us, shoot me a Facebook message, send me something on TikTok. It's totally fine. However you want to ask them. There are no dumb questions. We get a little bit of everything every year. So we are prepared. The next thing is that I want you to start working on your application packet. Do not wait to the last minute. Don't be like, oh, I'm just going to put it in a chat GPT and have them write it. Don't do that. That's not a great idea. And then we want you to go through and we want you to start working on the ad sales. A lot of small businesses are getting ready to tie up their budgets for like the next year and get things ready. So this would be a really good time. Like, hey, I really need an ad in January or in December. Can you guys get me an ad? And you might be able to like work it into their budget. So you might have a better chance of doing that now. The candidate handbook, again, go through it, learn it. If you guys have questions, just ask us. It's been kind of revamped this year to make sure that a lot of the questions that we get asked all the time are in there. And hopefully you guys will be able to prepare a little bit easier that way. And if you have not signed up to compete yet, please do so. The link is in the chat. There are only a limited number of spots for each division. And I'll tell you right now, we're about half full on both of them. So you really want to make sure that anybody who wants to compete has that opportunity. Let's see here. And then after tonight, we have one more informational session, and then we will go into our mandatory candidate orientation for those who are all signed up and ready to go. So that is all I have for tonight. But I would love to answer any questions that anybody has. And yeah, we'll just kind of take it from there.
I had a quick question. Did I hear you say that in the tips and tricks for the ad sales, that there was a page that we could hand out, like a physical page?
Yeah,
Okay,
I have it set up in there so you can print. And I will make sure you get another copy of that, Candace, if you don't have it.
No, I still have that one. I hadn't fine-tooth combed it yet, but I'm set to bang the streets for those sales. So
It's really not as hard once you kind of get into a rhythm. You get really used to it. So if you have any problems, let us know.
Absolutely.
Sure. Madison, do you have any questions we can answer for you?
No, not right now. I guess I'm just wondering, like, the best kinds of places to go to sell ads to. I know it said it like in the list, but I'm still like trying to think of some places. Would iTooth be okay? Like from that new restaurant from like Beartooth and Moose's Tooth?
Yeah, I think that would be a great one.
Okay.
Like Crystal said, like coffee shops tend to do really well. We've had girls sell to their chiropractor. We've had sewer septic services ads before. We've had lawyers. There's been everything. So I think it's just anybody that you see and interact with in your daily life. I think that would be a really good way to start that. And then again, asking family, because you might have a bunch of family members that all want to throw in and do a quick little ad too.
Awesome. Thank you.
When
Sure.
it comes to the ads, you can't go wrong with just asking people, because some people don't even think about doing ads until someone comes up to them and goes, oh yeah, that would be a great idea. I could do that. And with it being through Rondi, they get a huge viewing of the ads, because the fact that we put them on the website and things like that. So if you just let people know, hey, your $50, your $200 could get you seen through the whole state. Well, sorry, the whole city, possibly the whole state. So just make sure that you inform people, hey, during Rondi, this is, you're going to get seen here, or you're going to get seen there. And then it will help them decide as well. Any coffee shop, little boutique that you go to, anywhere, as long as it's a family friendly. And I mean, you could even ask mom and dad, or co-workers. They might know somebody that is looking to advertise that just doesn't know where to go. So just best way to do it is ask.
Thank
I
you.
have one more question, kind of touching base on reaching out to people. So I am a manicurist and I have a big following. I just hit 1,000 followers on my Instagram business page. Are there any rules or do's or don'ts for just putting it out there of like, hey, I'm running. Would you like to sponsor me? Is there?
That's totally fair. Go for it.
Okay.
We have some girls every year that have a really big social media following. You have some that don't, and that is totally fine. It really doesn't hurt you at all to put it out there, because you never know who will be like, oh yeah, I'll jump on that. I'm going to take an ad for that, or, things like that.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sure.
With posting it on your social media is totally acceptable. I do it myself. Just so I can reach my friends and family that are in the lower 48s, and they'll send me money and they're like, hey, I want to help support. And this seems to be the only way I can do that. So posting on social media is definitely a way to go, but also make sure you do that in person with people, because that seems more genuine with businesses when asking for money.
And there's
Absolutely.
nothing that says that you can't ask for sponsorship for yourself. So we have a lot of family friends that do hair and nails and different things like that. And Tacoma just went to New York, and she got that whole trip paid for by asking people for sponsorships. So it doesn't have to be just asking for sponsorship for the ad pages. You could be asking if there's somebody that wants to help sponsor like stuff for the goodie bags, or even being a sponsor for the program itself. So you're not just going out and selling ads for the ad pages, you're putting information out there for the system itself, which helps us in the long run as well. So however you want to advertise and ask, it helps us.
Cool. Well, does anyone have anything else for right now? Okay. Well, then we will let everybody kind of to end a little bit early and have some of your night back. If something comes up and you have a question or you just want some clarification, feel free to reach out to us. You can email. It is royalty@ferrandi.net, and any of us can answer that, actually. I think we all have access, and one of us will pop on there and answer your question. But in the meantime, it was really nice to meet everybody. I'm so glad you guys could come, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank you. It was so much fun.
Thank you, guys.
Have a good night.
It's so
Bye.
nice to meet you guys. Good night.
Good night.